A picture is worth 1,000 words, so you got the idea. You got the idea. I forgot to connect. I will do that now. The word was to disconnect it because I've left the range of the house. So it's just not connected. Waiting for you. Oh, we all go through this tension, if you will, this desire. Oh boy, we gotta see this. The sun is red. I didn't expect it. I'm coming up from this side. Look. I have to fix the zoom first. Look at this, people. From my eyes it's purely red, but you don't see red, so you see strange. What's going on? Oh, I didn't want that. You want to see the sun. Come on. What's going on? There we go. Can't believe you can't see it red like I do. It's completely red. It's the effect of the light in our eyes. Sorry, there we try to go and get the sun. That's amazing. I didn't anticipate seeing any sun. It was just all cloud. So I came out on this side here. Isn't that amazing? The tree seems to be redder, the branch of the tree seems to be more red than the sun. Oh, I wonder if I was at the water, then we'd have a red path on the water. Look through the tree there, it's coming through. Look at all the water being pumped out of here. Out of the archaeology. The ritual baths there. Now the clouds are going to swallow up the sun again. That's good, we saw some sunrise. You know, I was kind of saying the writing's on the wall, the writing's on the sky, showing you those pictures at the beginning and saying, hey, there won't be any sun today. You know, I didn't want to say it, but I said a picture is worth more than 1,000 words. But actually, we saw the sun. Red sun. So I just went out here on the service road that leads down to that walk. There's still a little bit of sun there, look, in the center of the screen. You have little faith, I have little faith. I didn't think we would see it. Yesterday we didn't see anything, but it came out around 10 to 8 yesterday. The sun became visible, but it was no stronger than the moon. It was a pale white disk, like the little bit you see there now, but it was white, not reddish. And that's all we could see. So it's gone now. But it's a lovely morning, absolutely lovely morning. Great morning for a walk. Absolutely delightful. In other countries, to see a green hillside is normal, but here it's such a joy, all the green, because from April until the rains come, November, maybe even December, you don't see, so 7 months of brown, and it could even be more. There you have the joy for the eyes to see the green, lush hills. This is the Franciscan part of the site here of Magdala. You know, it's been a year without attention because it's not open to the public as a site, so it's a little overgrown right now. It's amazing how nature comes in and claims places. Nature abhors a vacuum. It always fills up. So people, today is an important day. Every day is an important day. And today we have a special memory. The memory of some Japanese disciples of Jesus. And it's very shocking what was done to them when you hear about it. There's a marvelous eyewitness text. 26, where I think with some of the Spanish who were there, 26 were martyred, but they were martyred by a horribly violent death of crucifixion. And I know that has happened to other Christians as well in other countries. Well, actually, even in our own time, it has happened in the last number of years. Sad to say that humanity resorts to this type of hatred expression. It's really so cruel. And it's amazing, we have very interesting readings today. Now, what am I going to do here? Am I going to get over this gate, or in between it, or around it? I think maybe the simplest thing, since I'm carrying all of you with me, and I have to lift you up, is I'm just going to go slide in through here. Hold your horses now a second. So I lift this up, so ready for a lift. There we go. Roads are very quiet. Shabbat, you know, Shabbat Shalom, people. And here we go again, walking. So it's interesting, the words that seem to match from the letter to the Hebrews, which we finished today. And on Monday we'll be starting Genesis, can you imagine? Full circle, you know. The letter to the Hebrews, it concludes with some very beautiful words. A very strong word about sharing what we have. And because of all the experience that the letter has been through for this Christian community in the first century, and the crisis that we're going through and the reaffirmation of their faith, the conclusion is to share what you have. That still remains the program of every disciple of Jesus, to share what we have. And in the gospel, it's quite interesting that Jesus wants to take the disciples aside because they're exhausted. John the Baptist has been eliminated by Herod, and he wants to take the disciples aside to get a break, to relax. There have been lots and lots of people coming, a lot of activity, a lot of service. They're tired, they're exhausted, they need to be replenished. And lo and behold, on reaching this quiet place, they discover that all the people have tracked them down, and they're there before them. When they get in their boat, they're met by a crowd. You know, imagine you're a doctor and you're trying to get away for a break, and you take your family and you arrive at a place to have a little break. And as soon as you get there, there's an emergency and you just have to forget about the break and just roll up your sleeves and go to work. And it said Jesus was filled with compassion when he saw them. So he and the disciples dedicated themselves to the people. Sometimes that extra effort is asked for, you know. Mom is kind of sick at home and it's not well. And she's tired and she's come back from work. And there's a kid crying. Two other kids are having a tussle. And she needed a break, but she has to, you know, put out some fires, as we say. We're often asked to go beyond our expected limits, our expected call of duty. And the key word there is compassion. When Jesus saw the crowds, he was filled with compassion. And it's not somebody said to him, you've got to go and look after those people. That's your job. No, his heart was filled with compassion. Compassion starts in the heart. And also with the observation, obviously the understanding. But the seat of compassion is the heart. The water is making quite some noise here. Let's check this out if I can get in over this grass here. It's right here. I presume you can hear it. We're at the Sea of Galilee, people. I always pinch myself a little bit to say, wake up. Let's keep on walking. Soder wants to go walking. And there, we know the sun is up already. We saw it, and there we have the moon still. You see there in the top right of the screen? It's a little sliver of a moon, a waning moon. Hearts filled with compassion. That's where it's at, in every family, in every friendship, in every workplace. Hearts filled with compassion. And that echoes a beautiful psalm that we have today. The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want. The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want. The shepherd. That biblical image. In fact, just above us here, above the road, I saw cows, but I can't get them on the camera. Our angle, our proximity to the height here impedes viewing them. And for particular, cows are pretty independent, but sheep, and they really need the shepherd. Where does that lady come from? Soda is in front of me, and now she's coming from behind me. She probably goes down to the water and I walk by and then she catches up. It's very clear here. Look at the water. Imagine a heart like that, so clear, so transparent. Just pure goodness. Divine goodness pouring through a human heart. And really the absolute peak of this is when we see somebody being crucified, forgiving, wishing goodness for people who are overcome by hatred and evil and violence. And at the end of the day, that's how the transformation of the world happens, because putting down rebellions with guns and with all kinds of means of suppression doesn't move the ball forward at all. We don't reach the goal line. The goal line is the transformation of every heart. And how many have been transformed? And they were actually martyred after 600-mile forced walk to Nagasaki. And because of this, a huge community of Japanese disciples emerged from those martyrs, grew up on that soil, watered by their tears and blood of forgiveness. It's like the grass growing on the road, where you'd never expect to find that growth of love, because love was sown, love is harvested. In bounty, in bountiful measure. Genuine compassion, leading to people blossoming to their full. And we found furs again, can you imagine? Blossoming to the full. Like a tree beside the flowing waters, rooted in that compassion eternal compassion of the one who created us, bringing forth such beauty. A heart that shows compassion is a heart that blossoms and bears fruit, fruit that lasts. And there we have it again. Can you believe it? The sun is just shining for us. Can you imagine? Look at that. Look at that. So now the sun is above the clouds, so it's not going to be easily covered again. And that's what happens as well. The martyrs, they're buried by violence, but they rise again. They rise in extraordinary beauty, in the faith, hope, and love of so many people that rise up and flourish and flower. And that generosity then is the path forward. That selfless, self-giving. Just like at the letter to the Hebrews as it's concluding. Share what you have. Notice the needy. A heart filled with compassion. It's not a moralizing tone. It's an overflowing of goodness tone. It's rising up to help, to spread light. I have a doubt about this furze bit because maybe this is something else. I think it's a different plant. It's not furze. The leaf looks like it, doesn't it? But the plant doesn't look like it. It's a creeper. That's funny. We have to get some plant experts in here to tell us what's going on. Now we even got reflection in the water. So, dear people, after all the comments you made about Lectio Divina, I have one thing very clear. And the only thing is that the consequence is I'm thinking and talking with some people about another way to go forward. We're going to keep the sunrise stroll and chat for the peace of mind of all those who wanted to keep it the way it is. We're going to do that because there were too many strong voices that wrote in-depth appreciations of the sunrise stroll and chat. So maybe what we have in the sunrise stroll and chat is something unique, something that's been given to us in this year. We didn't invent it. It kind of happened. It kind of was given to us. We didn't expect it. So we're going to keep that and let it develop in a natural way and not impose another method that Lectio Divina really is upon the sunrise stroll and chat. And one of the biggest reasons actually physically to do it is stroll and chat has a certain proportion. You know, this isn't a lecture. It's not an academic presentation. It has a lot of pause. It has a lot of quiet, and I know Lectio Divina has also. Lectio Divina doesn't have to be rushed, but it's not academically intensive. It's a stroll. We're going for a stroll and a chat. And the Lord is blessing us here. We're reading 2 books. We're not just sacred scripture, we're also having a great contact through nature, through the gift of creation. We're kind of reading them in sync. And the Lectio Divina is very much focused on the text. So it has its own need. And it also requires time. So, you know, we can't like rush a Lectio Divina in 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So right now that seems to be the discernment. Oh boy, look at all these flowers here. Look at this, guys. This is above my shoulder it's up to my eye, this wall, okay? So I'm not jumping over that. I'd like to go in there and show you these flowers close up. Oh, we saw some of these, I think, up on Mount Arbel, this is the foot of Mount Arbel here, look. Wow. Look at all these flowers. What a nice treat this morning. And here those little pink ones dominate, and over here yellow ones dominate. We have seen these already close up this morning here on the other side of the road. So then the open question is, I know a lot of people love Lectio Divina and want to pursue it. And so let's pray a little bit more about this and ponder a little bit more. And maybe at the beginning of next week, we'll talk a bit more about this, what we could do. Got some ideas, interesting ideas coming together. So let's see, let's be surprised. It's also, for Lectio Divina, it's conducive to a smaller group of people participating, where everybody can have a little window to chime in. So we can ask for light and guidance and a good advice and see what will come of this. It's a nice spot here. So I think we'll say goodbye here for today. God bless you. See you later, alligators.